What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I'm your host, Nick, and I am with my wife, Ish. She is at our different location. She's in a different room. I miss you.
Is it hard for you?
I'm just not sure how we articulate this. I sound like Wes now. I'm like, I don't know
location.
how to.
Yeah.
Now is in our satellite studio, and I'm here in Los Angeles by myself.
Excuse you?
Well,
By yourself?
Not by
Yeah,
yourself.
that
That felt really good to hear.
Are we humans? Am I here?
They want to be seen.
Yeah.
You
How
want
do
to
we?
be
Emotionally.
Can you see me?
emotionally like Sierra?
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I see.
Sierra
it.
Robinson is back, joining us in studio, and Mary is also here.
Yeah, I am.
And if you haven't seen it already, here is the trailer for both Part 1 and Part 2 of the Temptation Island reunion. Coming up on the 2-part reunion for Temptation Island Season 2.
You good? You good? Let it out.
I don't count that because I cheated on her.
Oh.
I just wanted to chat.
You didn't sound like a chat, Cheyenne.
I just wanted to chat.
Alcohol is honestly what fucking killed me.
That's not who you are, and we all know that that's not who you are.
But what are these little lies?
I'm thinking of one right now. Which one are you thinking of?
He told me if we don't go on the show, I'll think about it for the rest of my life.
This is my first real, actual girlfriend.
Nick got a DM from...
Oh my God.
I see him and I love him. It was just like a bad cycle and it needed to be broken, but it was breaking me.
And I know he loves me wholeheartedly, without a doubt.
Is there any part of you that has just a little bit of hope?
The main takeaway for us is I feel way more secure now, and that's what's made everything so much better for us.
So what were your intentions?
What did you want to say?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You can't speak to women like you would a guy. I let the manipulation get to me. I let people's words get to me.
Why did you get so drunk?
I hated it there.
It looks bad when you see Cheyenne getting fucked.
Can we stop?
We were together and then we broke up. And
No, wait.
As a man, my ego is like a little shot. I'm like,
They didn't put this scene. I punched a hole in the wall.
You're good.
No,
You're good.
it's not that I'm good. I'm speaking the fucking truth.
Well, like we said, lots of drama, so you do not miss it. Part 1 dropped yesterday night, and Part 2 drops tomorrow night, so be sure to check it out. Also, don't forget, the Viall Files Plus is ad-free, where you can get all your favorite Viall Files episodes ad-free. In addition to that, we have your reality recap deep dives, where we dive deep into shows like Summer House, The Valley, all this. Sometimes the shows we didn't get to talk about this week because we're so balls deep in.
Balls deep.
Yeah. We also have your Pop Extra, where we talk about some of your favorite pop culture topics and explore those conversations, as well as your Update Plus, all your favorite updates from your favorite Ask Nick calls. So be sure to check that out. Just go to viallfiles.com to sign up, and you'll be glad that you did. Lots to dive into. Very diabolical episode of Summer House last night. It almost feels like...
Guys, it wasn't that deep, I didn't feel like.
Are you joking?
Like Andy posted being like, guys, watch this with one eye open.
I don't know. We needed
And
one
then it
eye
was
open.
like-
It was just more
Totally.
It was just mouth agape.
heavy.
It was just, like the Amanda Sierra pep talk in the beginning, the talk with West at the end, and then it's like, and y'all still? This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just the Amanda getting cock blocking West and sitting on the daybed and him rubbing her head and then her that felt that
Really?
was more
That
jaw dropping
felt-
to me
really?
than
Because you know the intimacy.
Amanda this whole time has been there for Sierra. I'm not shocked that she's there for Sierra. She's been doing that. The conversation between Sierra and West was definitely interesting to hear.
Yeah.
And was sad to see Sierra okay, I just want my best friend back, and then hugging, and then
Okay, well, not, well,
What?
okay.
tired. But
We will get all into it.
Of course. Yes. Passion.
Well, there's a lot of passion here. We also have maybe some new news when it comes to the world of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and Taylor Frankie Paul and possibly The Bachelorette. On the heels of the recent court decisions last week about no further charges being pressed, it's not too surprising that, there's talk about things moving forward, and it seemed like A lot of people producing these shows are really kind of waiting for this potential court date. It seems still unclear. There were rumors that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was going to pick up filming and finish filming season 5. The suggestion was implying that they were going to do it without Dakota and Taylor Frankie Paul. But Taylor is up in the comments suggesting that might not be the case. So I don't know if any of these. I mean, she is replying to like bloggers.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Well, there was a People article.
a People article.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was People magazine posted The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives to resume season 5 production without Taylor Frankie Paul and Dakota Mortensen. And then Taylor replied on Instagram saying, "Interesting, that's not the call I got." And a blog had posted Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the same thing. And she said, "Not
Who
what I
did
was
People
told."
source? Like, did they say like?
Let
Did they
me-
reference an insider,
Let me double check.
or is People like reporting on, like on the blogs? Because it used to be like, they would need to have some kind of source. Sometimes lately the tabloids are like, the people on Reddit are talking about this.
A friend of a source of a friend of a source.
Wait, now there's an article from 49 minutes ago that says Taylor Frankie Paul chose not to resume filming Mormon Wives following domestic abuse investigations. Exclusive source.
Which I feel like that's also probably not the call she got.
A source close to Paul.
A source close to Paul.
Mm-hmm. That she has the option to return.
Okay. So it sounds like Taylor has the option and maybe she's opting to not right now.
It says she's receiving strong support. This is the source. She's receiving strong support from the cast and producers, but is focusing on her kids and mental health issues and recovery from an abusive relationship. She's doing great and realizing how abusive her relationship actually was. Makes sense if she doesn't want to come back to filming in the moment of processing a lot of like trauma and stuff.
Well, for
It's
sure.
been a lot
Yeah.
for her.
Have any of the other Mormon wives spoken out to like show some form of support afterwards? Because like I know that Macy commented on something that Taylor posted and she got eaten alive in the comments. Being
Did
like,
she? For
just like, oh, now you want to like once like Taylor was like absolved of whatever charges or accusations, she commented something and everybody underneath were like, oh, now you want to show up? Now you're going to comment? That I don't even know if that comment's still there.
I saw Jen post like a TikTok reel of, I think it was her, Jesse, and maybe Macy. I'm not remembering if it was Macy or Michaela, but it was basically like, we're all going through the same stuff. Ours is just like on television. Like we're all humans. We're all going through things. Ours just happens
Wait,
to
she
be
was-
like shown on television.
was she aligning with Taylor when she says we, or was she comparing herself to Taylor and is saying like, I know Taylor's going through stuff, but we
So
all
are we-
also have stuff.
I was gonna
which
say,
is
like a call for grace.
whoa.
I think that.
I think we all
yeah,
sing.
I think that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was saying, "What about me?"
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
I don't think it was like a what about me.
That sounds kinda
because
like a what
Jessie
about
was-
me.
I think it was like a hey, we're all going through. Maybe like she's getting some hate that we're not aware of, and she's like, guys, chill. We're all going through stuff, and like
I mean that's not untrue.
We're doing-
but I just-
Yeah, I mean, at the end
we're
of the
this is
day,
what
yeah.
it is. It's her, Jesse, and Macy. We're doing our best, just like you. It just happens to be on reality TV and online for millions to see. Her caption is, "We're all just humans living for the first time." And the girls are kind of like, kindness. Macy commented, "Kindness goes a long way." Michaela put clapping emojis. So they must be.
I just think it's kind of a weird timing to be like kind of like we're all going through stuff where I'm like, I think
Yeah.
people are upset with them because it was like they instantly took a side and kind of distanced themselves from Taylor.
Mhm.
Come to find out that Taylor is actually the victim of the situation. And so then it's like, oh, sorry, we stopped showing support and we made these weird ass, messages to be like, we're distancing ourselves and being like, well, we're just
Did
like
they anyone
everybody.
distance themselves?
Layla and Miranda,
Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
positive, posted in their
Yeah,
stories,
they-
putting like, there's more that Jay said something about like the abuse doesn't end
It
there.
was like Layla. It was like I can no longer stay silent. That was a very heavy. It was
Anytime you
That
can
was
no longer
longer.
stay silent.
Which also, by the way, is kind of an incriminating thing to say because it's like,
So you
so you were staying silent.
Yeah.
So you knew. What did you know?
So I'm like, on Taylor's behalf, I'm kind of like, if I went through all of that and had so many scars just recently exposed to the public, like, and then these people weren't defending me or having my back until I was absolved of said accusations, I think I would have a hard time wanting to go back and film with them too.
You said these people.
These people.
These people.
I do think it's like I It's funny, we'll get into Summer House, but I thought it was very interesting. Of all the interesting things that we saw in the episode, there's so much to talk about, but something maybe only I pick up on. When Sierra and Wes were talking about just them responding to fan attention, he was like, it almost makes me feel like I resent you.
Yeah.
It's just like, I thought that was refreshing to hear, because it's the acknowledgement that in this space that we talk about, when we talk about these shows and the friends online, that the people like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or the cast of Summer House, they're not immune to be influenced by fans, to read the comments and then have that be confusing to even how you feel about a situation.
Yeah,
and
for
to know
sure.
what's right or wrong, or how to respond when you're so deep in to the bubble that is these worlds.
Yeah.
It is kind of fascinating to see. I don't know. I mean, I like for the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I mean, like, I don't think they really know how to respond to this situation. And I do think I don't think there is a black or white, I think Taylor is a victim in this situation. I think it could be possible that she, has some things to work on, and that, there's some things that maybe she's done that maybe her peers don't agree with, and they're trying to find the balance of how to say that and not knowing what to do.
And to your point where I'm like, because even Amanda said that about Kyle this season, I think, when she was like, I don't know what's my opinion versus what's the internet's opinion. So I'm sure that a lot of that, and the thing about the internet is that it's like, as soon as something drops, it's like everybody wants you to take a side instantly. Yeah. What's your opinion? Have a hot take. And it's like, I feel like if you're immediately involved, that's when you should be the one that's like stepping back, being like, by all means, you guys work it out, but like, let me work it out with the real people, not let the internet create a narrative for me that I now have to denounce or have to make a statement about, because like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe it anyways.
Well, we do have a great episode lined up for you. Lots to get into, all the Summer House shenanigans. West has spoken on his podcast. Jesse Solomon went on Watch What Happens Live, and boy, did he spill some tea, just kind of listed off all the things from his point of view, and he really showed up. And obviously we have the Summer House episode. Lots of crazy things going on in that episode. We also have Jeremiah Brown and Iris Kendo, the stars from Love Island Season 7, and also 2 of the new stars from the Beyond the Villa Season 2. What are they doing beyond the villa? Anyways, it'll be great to catch up with Jeremiah and Iris. We had some great chats with both of them during their seasons of Season 7, and it'll be great to see where are they now, what's going on in their lives. That is all this episode. Also, don't forget that Part 1 of Temptation Island Reunion Season 2 is out and available to listen or watch. If you are listening to the episode, be sure to check out the extended video version that you can find exclusively on the Viall Files on YouTube. Part 2, which is even juicier than Part 1, drops tomorrow, and you can see it. Audio drops at the same time, as audio always does, waiting for you on your commute to work or at wherever you're doing the day. But if you want to watch the exclusive Part 2 version with all the tea, that is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on YouTube Premiere. So be sure to check that out. Do you want to give me talk about my thumbs? No thumbs.
Your thumbs?
Thumbs.
Divorce Gate Part 2.
Not to do 2 episodes back to back, like complaining. Because I don't complain often. You know me, guys. I'm not a complainer. I'm like a go with the flow. Yeah, I think glass half full.
I think she's.
Watch yourself, counselor.
We actually didn't ask what you thought.
I just heard Larry David exit your body right now, and that might be a sign to take a step back.
Yeah. Sierra, you weren't here on Tuesday's episode, but I shared a story about how I sat down on our couch to snuggle up with Nick and watch a movie, and sat on the couch in his chewed up gum that he set on a couch cushion.
Jail immediately. What? Why, Nick?
Yeah.
Why?
So that's what happened on Tuesday.
My thoughts right now. I am having a hard time, and I just want you to know I'm sad.
We've got Mr. East Nick Wilson in the building.
I just want your best friend back.
I just want to be best friends.
And then this past weekend, I buy those little like disposable film cameras off Amazon, trying to capture some moments. They just make everything look a little bit more special,
Yeah.
And so I was like, Nick, we've been filling out this camera, and I'm like, Nick, there's like a couple more photos left in this. Can you take some of me and River on the couch? And so he's taking a picture. I'm like, you're I can see like your knuckles are in front of the lens. And he's like trying to move them. And I'm like, they're still there. And then he gets mad at me and he's like, you know what? Like, I'm not taking any more photos of you. Like, my fingers aren't in front of it. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, seriously, leave me alone. I'm just saying. It was like, he was like pissed off that I had to say his fingers were in the way. He's like, they're not. What are you talking about? They're not. Anyway, so I get the camera. I get all the photos developed. Tell me why every single photo of me and River, there is a big fat thumb in the top corner.
I feel like
every single one.
I fear I know what happened. Is that I think that he's used to like normal cameras where, you know, your finger in front of the lens, you see it, where on a disposable, it's a viewfinder.
Yeah.
So if your fingers,
Oh my God, Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, but you'd think he's so old, he would understand like the
It's
viewfinder.
like, weren't you around when they invented these?
Right? Like, isn't this your era? Shouldn't you be like a professional specialty in this?
Like you tested the beta model.
You were posting digital camera photo dumps on Facebook, I bet.
I'm all thumbs.
I can't.
Which is, I have a bit of photography bug in me. I have some nice cameras. I can take, part of my artistic side is I'm a fairly, like, amateur for sure. Mm-hmm. But I can take some nice amateur headshots of people, like some portraits.
Just not of his wife and of his child.
Well, it's also like it's a headshot and a thumb shot.
I need a high-powered camera.
That's what I was going to say. It's too cheap for you.
It's so small. It's so small.
But it's so unfortunate because like all of the ones of Nick and River are like magical. Like I capture, like it's them, they're magical. It's them making pancakes in the morning and Nick like whisking and River like holding the measuring cup. And then it's them cooking dinner and she's like peeling the kale and her tongue's out and Nick's smiling, or them chasing each other in the backyard. Like these are cinematic masterpieces and all of mine are ruined by a thumb.
Damn.
And he tells me I can crop them. That was his response. Well, you can crop them. I was like, you can't crop.
Well, I thought it was a step in the right direction because the last time I did this, the thumb was so bad that it just...
You covered heads and faces?
It couldn't focus. It completely didn't turn out. It wasn't even like you didn't even know who was in the photo. Here, it was like, oh, what a really beautiful picture of Natalie and my daughter. And then there's a thumb.
Natalie, what you should do is you should make like a little collage and just cut his thumb out of all of them. And then one page is like the photos.
I think AI can fix this.
And then the other page is just his thumbs.
No, that's what Nick tried to say. Nick tried to say collage it. And I'm like, no, I'm an adult. I'm putting them in frames and like putting them around our house or on our walls. They don't make a like 4x6 that's been chopped up frame.
Listen, I recognize
They're
my
not
mistake.
making a
I
3
took
by
accountability.
2.5.
I said I was sorry, and I was sorry. I got mad, and you were right, and I will do better. I will. There's we have many more memories, hopefully, to capture.
That's what he said. There's so many more moments to capture.
Don't you go back home without another disposable camera.
Oh, I don't even. Where do you buy them? I don't.
CVS.
She just said
Amazon, Walgreens, Urban Outfitters now.
Yeah.
I love that you just admitted to being a repeat offender.
No, it's crazy.
You said this happened last time. Fix it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I really
fix it.
I really didn't know. All right, well, let's dive into the Westgate continues. It's the drama's great. I mean, what do you want me to say? I'm sad there are sad people, but like we love this shit. Oh, come on, let's not pretend that we're not fully engaged and entertained, and obviously like overreacting to an extent of like
people we don't know in real life.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, and it's.
I just think it's just interesting, kind of, not to compare it to Scandival because it's not a comparison, but it's like watching the episodes with a completely different lens and a different perspective. That it's like knowing what we know now. It does obviously make a lot more things seem a lot more insidious than they probably actually were. But then also there's certain things that stick out that we're like, wow, I would never have thought twice about that.
I think we should also just stop pretending that like the reason why it's so popular and everyone's talking about it is because it's so relatable. It is. And like maybe the details of the story are unique and like it's certainly heavy because of the friend group. But like again, we know what it's like to feel lied to and betrayed by people we romantically are invested in. We've certainly nowadays everyone is in these situationships that where you blur the lines of like how what are we not something and things like that. They have KJ and Dara like defining a relationship. I don't know how long they've been dating at this point in the show, but the way the entire cast acted is like they like eloped to Vegas and got married.
That was really well.
You
KJ
know?
said he had been hurt in the past and had gone into
Sure.
relationships very quickly before, so he was taking his time. It
But,
seems
which
that they
totally, I get it, but like I mean, dating in 2026 is that where it's just now everyone's just like it's like just you can break up.
Yep.
It's boyfriend and girlfriend stuff, and like the opposite of that is everyone kind of treading water and like there's a difference between like taking it slow and
communicating.
Well, there's a difference between taking it slow and staying in the same place and calling it progress just because time has passed. And I think a lot of people today in dating and situationships, like taking it slow means literally not advancing to the next step. It's just like what is the next step?
I'm so confused about situationships genuinely because I'm like, as I've been seeing playing out on many Bravo shows, I'm like, it just seems like you still got to break up. So why are we so avoidant of having a label when you still have to go through the tough separation of friends?
That's a great point.
Like, I'm just like, you're not skipping anything. You guys just complicated shit. Now you have to have even more weirder closure conversations because you're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but we're still technically friends that hook up, but we're not going to hook up anymore, but we have the same friend group. You just complicated your own shit.
Yeah. Wes went on his podcast and gave us an update from his perspective, and he wanted everyone to know that don't worry, everyone was single.
Yeah,
Amanda's still married.
And him and Sophie Cunningham really.
Why do you
really
hate her
made
so
sure-
much?
Oh, it's just because it's just funny that he's on a podcast with Sophie Cunningham.
He's
And
a
it's like,
sports
she's
journalist.
crazy.
He's in sports.
I know, but she's like, it's funny that like of all the WNBA players, he chose like the one that the people hate the most. Anyway, that's all.
What's crazy to me is that he admitted to texting what did she say? She asked if like he had reached out to any of his friends, and he said that he hadn't heard back from a lot of them or whatever, which he understands.
Well, according to Jesse, he didn't reach out
But
to
then
Jesse.
Jesse on Watch What Happens Live says that he has not heard from him, which I'm like, and KJ also tweeted being like, haven't heard from him. So this is interesting. So like, who did you text?
Who did you reach
If
out
not
to?
Jesse, your best friend, and KJ,
You know
Sierra.
who he texted?
You don't think?
He texted Mia because she was on Watch What Happens Live and she was like, I got a text from West. I have not yet to respond. I don't know what to say to him. But I'm like,
Okay.
Mia's Sierra's best friend. Like, why are you not texting KJ your best friend?
That actually makes sense to me, honestly, because I think he knows that Sierra is good friends with Mia, and to whatever degree that, like, I don't know. I don't think Jesse thinks that. I don't know. I don't want to speak for West. I don't know.
He's like, I've been texting Amanda from the house
Yeah,
a
that's what he
lot.
texted.
We text.
Well, the fact
all
that
the
he was
time.
like, just so you know, I want to, as if he like felt like it was going to really clear the air when he said everyone was single. And I know like everyone's speculating, when did this start and blah, 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 blah. But like, to me, it really doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter because that only matters in the context. The only person who really should care is Kyle. Because like Amanda and Kyle are technically, I think, still divorced, but potentially they were the ones in a relationship.
Still
but
married.
like, again, if the portrayal of Kyle is accurate, and if Kyle, this is the type of husband he's been to Amanda, again, not to condone Amanda's actions, but like it makes sense why someone in Amanda's position would make a mistake or make a choice that she did, where in a friend group that is so close to like high school dynamics that she would. What are you shaking your head for?
I can't. I'm like, I'm sorry, but
You can't make sense of it?
No,
you can't
I'm like,
at least
nope,
connect the dots.
Nope, I will not give her any grace on
Why is
the West Wilson of it all. Like, no, watching you sit there and tell her.
No, forgetting about, like, let's take Sierra out of the equation for a second. Let's say,
That's
and
the whole equation.
I'm just talking about Amanda right now.
Okay.
I am just saying, like, in terms of was Amanda in a relationship? Like, was everyone single? That's why, like, it doesn't matter because we care most about Sierra's feelings. And as it relates to Sierra, Amanda's relationship status is kind of irrelevant, right? Because of the betrayal. It only relates to Kyle because he was the one married. And I'm just saying, if this story was just about Amanda, let's say Amanda started dating another, I don't know, like maybe it was Amanda being speculated that she was dating Ben or something. I don't know. And it had nothing to do with West and Sierra hooking up. We would still be talking about this, but we would care far less because like all I'm saying is Amanda dating someone who's close to Kyle to me makes sense. In effect, if she is someone who spent the past 10 years not feeling seen or validated, I'm not saying it's a smart decision. I'm not saying it's a healthy decision, but it just makes like sense that someone in her position would do something to almost get a reaction from her husband who hasn't ever really reacted in a way. It's not grace. I'm just connecting the dots.
I mean, that sounds kind of like toxic as fuck, though, because I'm like, okay, so you want to hook up with his best friend to like what? Be like, you treated me like shit from 10 years versus just leaving? Like, I just like in my head, like, there's nothing that really condones that behavior, let alone.
I'm not condoning it.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that's just like my wording where I'm just like, for me, I'm like, regardless, because Kyle's the one that she's running to, having Kyle do interviews being like, Amanda's going to clear it up at the reunion. Amanda didn't do, like, having Amanda's back and trying to, like, fully put everything onto West, where I'm like, so if you're still going to be doing that and then going to a game and making out with him and doing all of this shit, like, I'm just like, you don't give a fuck about Kyle's feelings, and you don't have to give a fuck about Kyle's feelings, but however, the betrayal there is just so many-sided that I'm like, if you take Sierra out of the equation, it's still fucked up that you're hooking up with one of your husband's close friends.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if Amanda were my daughter, I wouldn't be like, yeah, cool, like, yeah, good luck, you two. But I would at least understand how she got there, whether I agreed with the decision or not. I'm just like, sometimes, like, people can do things where you go, I can't even comprehend how you got here. You know, and how you made this. And all I'm saying is I can connect the dots where I can be like, I don't agree with it. Doesn't seem like a smart decision. Don't think it's going to last. You know, and kind of shitty and toxic. But like, I get it. I get how she got here. And if all we were talking about, I'm just saying I would have empathy.
Curious what you guys think about this, because I feel like my issue with the way Amanda is moving throughout this right now is, first off, she's not, for lack of a better term, standing on business with it. Like, she is kind of she is letting the men around her position her as the actual victim in this situation, which bothers me because she's not. Yeah. She made the decision. She is a grown-ass woman who has autonomy over herself. She did that because she wanted to. Yes. And okay, cool, whatever.
Then own it.
Exactly. Own it. Lean into it. Like, be like, yeah, I did it. Don't let West Wilson fight your battles. Don't let your fucking ex-husband fight your battles. And this is all to say, like, I don't know what she's going to say at reunion. She could do it on reunion. But the way she's going out with a scarf over her head, she's at the Yankees game with West.
Posting a photo of her dog, but then being like, hey, I'm going to, like, if you see me outside, just know, like, it's really weighing on me. And then being like, happy hour!
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not saying...
Yankees game!
Yeah, it's, like, fucked up that people are making death threats to her and, like, saying awful things online. No one should have that happen to them. But, again, it's just, like... You're not the only one who is being cyberbullied online, and it's the way that West and Kyle are pretending like Amanda's going through the worst thing anyone has ever gone through in their entire life. It's like, no, she's not. Yeah. She, like, made a messy relationship choice, and she's dealing with the consequences of her actions that she made.
But she's, like hiding from taking responsibility of it, letting everyone else speak for her, and don't worry, she'll speak at reunion. But it's like, you're outside, you're fine.
She posted on Instagram.
What did she post?
I mean, there's a little bit of like, damned if they do, damned if they don't.
But I don't. But to Mary's point, then own it. If you guys are going to go to the Yankees game, stop having these like narratives being like, yeah, I'm just like really sad for Amanda. Then speak up. Say something. You don't mind posting on your story.
She doesn't have a podcast.
Also, she could go on
a platform.
No, that is so true.
She was.
Because it is 100% West going on his podcast and being like, I just wish like people would be mean to me and not Amanda. Like, she's just having such a hard time.
No, see, that's the bullshit. Like, then that's where watching this past episode, like, it reinforced what I was talking about on Tuesday's episode about weak men. Like that scene between West and Sierra, not the ending scene, which was heavy enough, but the first time in the bedroom where he's just like, I have a hard time articulating. And then, by the way, on his podcast, he's wearing like the beanie and he has the hoodie and he's just like, I'm just a little sensitive.
Which is just bullshit. Yes. Because it is bullshit. Because he was just at the Yankees game posting all of his guy friends. He goes to the bars with Amanda, posts all of his guy friends. It's like, and I said this on Tuesday's episode, if y'all are going to go out, if y'all are going to do this public shit, then do it. Go do it with your whole fucking chest.
Yes.
Like to Sierra and Mary's point, don't get on Instagram and be like, guys, this is just like weighing on me a lot, but I have to get outside for my mental health. It's like, okay, cool, get outside for your mental health, but also be like,
go on a hike,
take a Pilates class.
Here's me and West. Here's me and West, guys, at West Wilson. Like, we're together. He ha ha. Like, lean in. Show us that, like, y'all are gonna do it. Don't like hide and not post each other and wear your scarf.
He weaponizes his weakness and plays this whole like sad boy. You know, he literally is telling Sierra in this episode where she's crying. She is saying, and again, like Sarah's not my friend. I wasn't in a situation with her. I just watch her on TV. And sometimes when I watch these shows, I'm taking care of my daughter and talking to my wife and have a million things going on. And even though I'm like paying attention to like 60%, I know that Sierra Miller, when it comes to choosing her relationships, wants to build a friendship. And that friendship is super important to her and meaningful. And that is the start for her emotional journey.
Yes.
She has communicated this ad nauseum to like anyone who will listen, including, I imagine, Wes, the person she claims or says to him, like, you were one of my best friends. And I don't say that easily. And so she is saying this is this like, this is like a profession of love in a way. This is like, she is trying to articulate how serious her feelings are. And this guy is just like, it just makes me sad. And I don't know how to not be friends with you. And it's just like, bro, like, you know what she is saying, and you are making yourself to be the victim. Your sadness, your feelings, and you are giving this person such false hope. And the thing about like, I don't know how to do that and shit like that. And you know, and it can't, like, I can be best friends tomorrow. She is taking it as you like finally taking her seriously and how she's communicating it. And again, it's so like at some point, especially when you're an adult man, it's not like confusion. It's just a choice. You're just making a choice to like live in this whole like, well, I don't know what to do. And again, it's a bit because West, in his mind, he's telling himself like, I've made it very clear to Sierra. You know, like, I'm not ready to date. I don't really know. I want to be friends. But like, and he is pretending that she hasn't articulated to him very clearly what she wants out of a romantic relationship.
Yes.
And again, he plays the whole like sad boy narrative. And like, I don't think he's stupid. You know, he's a 30-year-old man. You know, like at some point you have to give a shit about the feelings of the people you say you claim to care about. I mean, and if you don't, like, it's just a choice. And so like, it's just like, it's a bit.
Can I ask you, when like, if you and Natalie like get into it or something, like, how do you apologize?
Well, yesterday on the phone, when she was talking up my thumb, I was just like, you're right. I'm absolutely sorry. I got mad and you were right. I got defensive and you were right, and I will do better. And we have many more memories to, get my thumb out of the equation.
Hello, class. I have a lesson for you. That is called a sincere apology. Do you see how taking accountability, how it wasn't, I feel this way and my feelings were hurt. It was, hey, I upset you. I took something out on you and that's my bad. And you were right.
Yeah, Wes does that. I feel bad for fucking up.
And it really hurts me.
I'm sad about this.
Yeah.
Well,
should I be apologizing to fucking you?
Yeah. Like,
what the hell? And then the way I'm just like, anytime that I'm like professing how sorry I am, like, sorry is a big thing, like, where it's just like, I am so incredibly sorry. The way that he did it twice when he walked in there, the second one was just like, what the fuck was that, when she was on FaceTime with Amanda? But it was just like, he just goes, listen, I feel bad. It hurts me that I did that to you. I apologize. And I'm just like,
I'm sad. And I'm sad. I'm sad.
When people say I apologize over I'm sorry, I'm like, that's a cop out.
Thank you.
That's like when I was, I don't know, 10 years old fighting with my brother, and mom would be like, you have to say sorry. Say sorry right now. Say sorry right now. And I'd be like, I apologize, Jackson. It was like my way of getting out of saying I'm sorry.
Literally, because if somebody asks you, did you apologize? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I
Yeah.
apologized.
Can I ask maybe a loaded question?
For sure.
So I was the kid, right, who I would fuck up, right, at home, like whatever. My mom would get mad at me, and I would be like, I am so sorry. Like, I am the first person to be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. And then here's what my mom would hit me back with. It's just words.
Yep. Well, that's the whole plate theory too. Like, if you say sorry to a plate that's smashed on the ground, does it put the plate back together?
Was less that, and I mean, maybe this is more like me just being like, I'll say, like, she's like, you're gonna say sorry, you're gonna do the same dumb shit again.
Oh.
So it's like, and I'm curious as to like when, for someone like West, right, if he even if West got to the point where he was like, which he, I guess in his brain definitely did, where he was like, I apologize to Sierra, I've said I'm sorry, like, I saw her, I told her I see her, and it's like, yeah, you said that. You used your words finally, but again, it's like words versus actions. And I'm just curious at large, even outside of Summer House, because this is something that like I try to figure out of like how to show up for the people I care about, whether it's like romantic or just platonic friendship, of just like, where is the difference of like, you can really, really mean something, and you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, there's
like,
a difference between I'm
action?
sorry, my actions hurt your feelings. So it's like you're not apologizing for action. You're apologizing for their emotional response to your actions. And a lot of people do that. And sometimes when I apologize, I'm very like, I'm not sorry for my actions, but I am sorry that it made them sad. Like I that wasn't the outcome I wanted, but hey, you're in charge of your feelings. Like there are times when that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Right? But if you actually think you fucked up, if someone's like, yo, you did that and that thing I think is fucked up also hurt my feelings, then there's like, I'm sorry for my thought. I'm not sorry that Natalie's mad at me. I'm sorry that I'm
That
a
you fucked
stupid
up the
fucking
pictures.
idiot
Yeah.
and I got so defensive that instead of just listening to my wife, I chose to stubbornly, you know, act like a petulant child and then ruin all those memories. and that's the thing I'm sorry for, and I don't want to do it again, you know? And yeah, like he definitely knows better, right? Like he should know better. But the thing is, like, that's why, what I mean, he doesn't care. What he cares about is how he feels.
I think, and public perception. I think he's somebody who's very aware that he is on camera. I think he knows to say the right things and to react in a certain way because he wants whatever happens when cameras go down for that period to be like, yay, West, we love West. And that's why, like, you're playing into this whole Sierra thing when you clearly don't have interest.
It's so interesting that you say that he's like super aware, because obviously we saw him with like the whole sock thing. And then this episode, I noticed that whenever Sierra came into the room and was like, hey, do you want to go and get a coffee? He was like, yeah, sure. And he goes in to tell Jesse, who's in the shower, and he picks up his necklace microphone to like catch what Jesse's saying because clearly Jesse's not going to have a mic in the shower. And like, you are so hyper aware of like making sure what you want gets aired and what you don't want like doesn't get heard. And it's just, it's very interesting.
I don't know if they're going to say this because I don't think this makes them look or sound any better, but I think my guess is behind the scenes to Sophie Cunningham, when Sophie was like, I just think when people start learning the truth, they're going to feel differently, because like clearly Wes has like emotionally dumped on on Sophie, and she's been like, oh my God, like, don't listen to the haters.
It's not that bad.
I know what haters are
My
like.
guess is he is downplaying the realness of these friendships and relationships and blaming it on TV. He's probably like, I'm not even like that fucking good of friends with Jesse. It's like, or like, in like Sierra, you know, again, the whole like bit where he with Sierra, he's just like, we dated for 3 months 3 years ago. But it's just like, again, you're the one you've given Sierra access to your emotions without accountability. You're the one who like you play the confusing part, and that's what I mean. Like, to be like a strong partner or a strong guy, not like it is to be willing to just be honest and upfront at the risk of, in the short run, frustrating or disappointing that person, but knowing that you're at least being honest. And knowing that in the long run, they at least might have respect for how you carry yourself, and as opposed to like in the long run, them feeling led on or misled because you gave them, even though you said you weren't ready to date and you said you didn't want this, but you showed up emotionally like to be there for them. And it was funny like when Jesse's on Watch What Happens Live, and he was like, you know, it's like, you know, like, I'm not going to condemn the guy. He's not like a bad guy. He just did a bad thing, blah, blah, blah. But Jesse told this story about how, like, you know, this is a man I cried with, you know, when I was like recovering from his cancer, you know, his fight with cancer. And that like makes a lot of sense because again, West is someone who can show up in those moments, right? He's likable. He can really be there for someone. The problem with West is it's the consistency.
Yep.
He doesn't want to show up consistently, and that's why West is like more of a boy's boy, because when it comes to his male relationships, he can tap in and tap out. He can cry on the floor with Jesse and really show up in that moment, and then like hang out 2 weeks later. He can go on a plane and hook up with girls and things like that. But when it comes to like building an emotional connection that you know, that's something that Ciara has been very clear about what she wants to do and the direction it wants to go. It requires, if nothing else, consistency.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to do that. But selfishly, he still likes having access to Ciara. He still wants Ciara to rely on him and go to him. And he wants to be able to say, I show up for her. You know, here's 10 examples of me being there for Ciara.
Yep.
And it's just like, but that's not what Ciara wants. Ciara wants the consistency, the trust and loyalty. And that's the cop-out because he is like discounting that fact. And instead of like, he's patting himself on the back for things that like everyone else is criticizing him for, because when you show up for someone who's asking for consistency and you don't give him that consistency, all you're giving him is a false sense of hope. Like you're giving, you know, at the end of this episode where he's like, I could be best friends right now. Again, this is a person who's talked about what being best friends with a man means to her.
Right.
And you are saying, I can be best friends with you tomorrow.
In an instant. Yeah.
In an instant.
As if.
Like that's, and then to find out, then you ended up fucking Amanda is crazy.
Even crazier.
That's what I meant by like sick to my stomach.
And
you know what I mean? Like it was just to see him. It's the fact that he didn't think he was lying to her. Like he is so in his own.
Oh no, he
world
definitely
of, like,
thinks he's a victim.
But
yeah.
But even then, like
100%.
it was the competition for me that like I couldn't help but just be like annoyed with, where I'm like, okay, fine. I did not expect like, can we be best friends again, to come out of Ciara's mouth in that moment. And when it did, I was like, oh damn, here we go. Which would have been like a moment had we not known about Scamanda, Westgate, whatever. We've been like,
if we had not known
yes.
about that and I was still there, I would have been like.
And then he ruined it for me.
Yeah.
If I was like completely just like devoid of everything else that's going on and was just in this storyline, he fucking ruined it for me, because then he goes, I knew you'd never make out with Jesse. And I was like, that's what you're thinking about after 2 years of back and forth, can't be comfortable, like how we still.
No, but that is crazy to say, because that implies that you give a fuck who she makes out with, and you aren't in a position to give a fuck who she makes out with, because when you say, I just want to be friends, you're suggesting you mean it platonically.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, she doesn't mean that. She's made it. I mean, I don't want to speak for Ciara, but that's what it seems like when she's talking about relationships.
For her to be like, well, why didn't you stop it or whatever? And he was like, you wouldn't do that or whatever the fuck. But it was just like that whole, like that exchange already is so intimate, and she's letting her walls down. She said she doesn't even want to be nice to you. And like, we're going to try to like move to this friendship. And then he's already ready to like, kind of like, let's take 6 steps forward. And then he's going to play victim, being like, I don't know how she got here. Like, I don't know. I didn't do anything. And it's like, then you're going to go and fuck Amanda. Like,
that's why like a guy like West, who I would classify as like a weak partner or a weak guy, you know, and it's not like an indication of, it's just like, he can change. Maybe he won't be a weak partner for Amanda. I don't know. But that's the dangerous part of this situation, because like we think back to this season, right? When you had this whole like, you know, that moment where Wes, I don't even know how to talk to her, and then Ciara's like, I've designed it that way. Again, then you also have another scene, I brought this up multiple times, where Wes is like, I'm worried that Ciara's gonna get hurt. Again, like, so the real truth is that second statement where you know that West is not worried about his feelings.
Yep.
He is in control from his perspective about this situation. He's not worried about it. He's trying to navigate it, but he's okay. But back, I don't even know how to talk to her. And Ciara, like, that is that game we play. And even Ciara, you know, like, because it's very easy in the type of relationship Ciara finds herself in with West to feel powerless, to like, to just be drawn to someone. She's emotionally invested in this person. She feels committed. She doesn't want to feel like she's crazy. She's like, I'm not crazy for liking this. This person's giving me a reason to like them. That kind of internal battle that we fight when we have these strong feelings for someone who like is like kind of maybe give us examples of like why we shouldn't fuck with them.
Right.
And so it's just that game that we play where Wes is again he's pretending he's the victim. He's pretending that he's the one not in control, knowing full well he's in control. And that gives Ciara a false sense of security and a false sense of power. And like, yeah, I hope that Ciara will look at this situation and see all these examples to be like, holy fuck. Like, I hope this ends up being the best moment of her life looking back. But like, Wes definitely shouldn't have known better. I'm just saying in the sense of like, eventually, like, you know, the problem with guys like Wes is like,
he knows how she feels about him.
Like, no, yeah, Wes are a dime a dozen, and they are never going to be the ones to actually change their behavior.
Right.
You're just gonna have to see them for who they are and choose to not to fuck with them anymore. You have to help yourself, right? That, you know, and I hope that as it relates to this, whatever this is with Wes, that she kept her just keep giving him more chances, you know, and his confusing behavior. I hope she doesn't see his behavior as confusing anymore. I hope that she sees his behavior as I hope, you know, where he stands is very clear now. And it's not with Ciara. Yep. And it's not really as her friend. You know, it's if nothing else, it's I guess with Amanda, you know.
Yuck at Amanda.
But I mean, they do make sense to me.
I don't know. No, I will never agree to that, where I'm just like, even that scene of them with, and I don't know, I don't want to come for Wes too hard, but I'm just like, Wes is the type of person where I was like, even
he did say he would rather people come for him than Amanda, so go for it.
All right, this forum is open. Even the like dog thing, where I was just kind of like, my fiance and I were kind of talking about that, where we're like, Wes is just the type of person that positions himself in any situation where he can meet as many women as possible and not seem like a threat. And I'm just like, the whole like, I don't want to have a dog, but like I do these dog adoption things where it's just like, oh, what a sweetheart. Like he just really cares
Golden
about
retriever.
Yeah.
I can't have a dog right now, but the least I could do
yeah,
was
like,
donate my time.
Where I'm just like, you know who goes to dog adoptions?
And guess
Single
what?
women.
Literally. And guess what?
That's
He's
why I
gonna
found
be there.
his political post, again, not that I don't agree with him. I found him to be performative because it was like, wait, why is Wes?
And to back your point up for Mary, him having a podcast with Sophie Cunningham really confuses that.
Exactly.
So,
All right. Well, obviously there will be more to talk about.
I've got so much more to say.
For all the parents out there with teenagers, we know you're already trying to keep a million different things under control. Cash App is here to help make sure your teens' money and their spending isn't adding to that craziness. Cash App is designed to meet teens aged 13 to 17 where they are with intuitive educational tools. Available through sponsorship by an eligible parent or guardian, teens gain access to a personalized Cash App card that comes in different colors and patterns to fit their style and the ability to instantly access money from family and friends. Cash App makes managing money feel easier and honestly just cooler than the other options out there. The platform also has tools that can help teens develop real-world financial habits in a space that's safe and easy to navigate, all with your oversight and approval. If your teen is getting their first job, Cash App can help them get access to their paychecks up to 2 days early and can help them achieve personalized saving goals they set themselves, all within the app. Your kids are learning more about money through Cash App than they are in actual school. I don't think I learned anything about like managing money and saving and any of that in school, but here you can get it all with Cash App. Finally, no one wants unnecessary surprises with Cash App. There are no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and no hidden charges when sending or receiving money.
For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code FAMILY10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App Bank Partners. Prepaid debt card issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit and promotions provided by Cash App, A Block Incorporated brand. Visit cashapp.app/legalpodcast for full disclosures.
Let's be honest, most of us don't want managing our money to feel like a full-time job. That's why we like what Gainbridge is doing, making it simple to grow your savings with confidence without the usual stress. It's a digital platform designed to make savings simple with financial products that offer a guaranteed rate for a term you choose, so you actually know how your money is going to grow. There are no hidden fees, no commissions, no surprises, just straightforward, predictable growth. You decide how much to invest and for how long. And then it's pretty much set it and forget it. They also have options depending on your goals, whether you're saving for something big like a home, travel, or a wedding, or thinking long-term about retirement. It's really about having control without constantly stressing about the market. At the end of the day, it just gives you peace of mind knowing your money is working for you in the background. Gainbridge, let your money work for you. Rates are subject to change.
No one really prepares you for how often things break down once you own a home, especially if you're a first-time buyer. It's like the second you move in, something decides to stop working. Breakdowns are inevitable, and without a home warranty, repairing or replacing covered systems and appliances can cost thousands. That's where American Home Shield comes in. American Home Shield offers home warranty plans that cover parts of major home systems like HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, as well as kitchen and laundry appliances, even if they're older. And if a covered item can't be repaired, they'll replace it. Plus, as a benefit to select plans, American Home Shield offers a convenient video chat feature that lets you connect with a live repair expert to help assess and even fix an issue over the phone. These experts have an average 20 years experience across HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and appliance repair. Listeners can get 20% off select plans today. Just visit ahs.com/viallfiles to sign up. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including service fees, limitations, and exclusions. All right, well, we definitely have to talk about the whole Jesse Solomon appearance on Watch What Happens Live because he really gave us a lot.
Yes. Yeah, it's shit's getting messy when Jesse Solomon starts to make sense.
Well, I know, like I've been, I'm often critical of the guys on Bravo, but like maybe Jesse is one of those guys who's, again, like to say like, when I say Wes is a weak man, like he can at any point he can choose to mature, grow up, and start giving a shit about other people's feelings outside of his own.
Yeah.
Right? And when Jesse showed up last season being like, I'm in love with Lexi, like that was impulsive and like maybe silly, but to whatever degree that he tried to like make sense of those actions would be like, it's a very Wes Wilson thing to do. But Jesse sounds like maybe he's open to like being like, yeah, if I'm serious about my relationship life and want to like actually have something meaningful, I have to maybe like not do all these things, right? So maybe Jesse's learning. But anyways, Jesse, let's just go point by point, everything he said. He said that he had suspicions about Wes and Amanda, but they lied to his face about it multiple times, which is just like interesting in the sense that like, that's just knowing that like they knew they were doing something shady,
100%.
right? Like otherwise, why are you lying?
That's
why.
That's what I say about like the accountability of it all is that it's like, I'm not going to sit here and give anybody passes because these are two grown-ass adults that made that decision. And then when you're looking somebody in the face knowing that you're lying about it, why would you lie if you don't know that what you're doing is wrong, bad, whatever? You would own it or be like, you'll never believe what I'm feeling. And I remember when Jesse posted the photo of him and Amanda out having martinis or whatever, and he was like, if you see us out, we're just friends or whatever. So it's like they sat down and had a full-on one-on-one, which I guess Jesse was asking Amanda about the rumors, what's going on, and that she straight up lied to his face.
You know what's interesting? Because everyone, is trying to be like, oh, when did this start, right? And was there cheating and things like that? But everyone's like asking that through the lens of like a physical boundary being crossed. And the truth is like, we're never really going to get a straight answer because I guarantee you Wes and Amanda are answering that question in that lens. Well, we didn't hook up. Like we didn't hook up, we didn't fuck until everyone was single, or we didn't kiss, or we didn't hug. But like we are literally watching this season, and again, like it's a gray area, right? These things don't just start like it's not like one day someone walks in and goes, "I think I'm in love with you." There's the banty flirting, there's the rapport. They are proud. They're at point. Wes probably did show up as a friend, and then eventually there's like these maybe an intimate moment, and by intimate I mean like just a feeling, right? And then eventually it just starts crossing a line that gets kind of weird. And so we'll never really know because clearly that's what happened with these two is they got closer and closer. And, I'd be curious what they said to each other and they said to themselves once they realized there was some mutual interest. But from Amanda, from one, like if you're Amanda, how do you let it ever go that far?
Well, and even watching that dog adoption bit, whatever, where it's like they're having that conversation, I instantly flash back to the fight that they had and Kyle being like, she spent more time with you in the last 6 months than with me. And then while Amanda's defending Sierra's honor and being like, what you did was messed up and it messes up the dynamic, it's like, you're clearly talking on behalf of Sierra while talking to Wes, but also stating that like, you've been such a good friend to me and like, you hate it when Kyle mistreats me. So to see you disrespect Sierra in such a way. And then I was like, and then?
That's what's crazy because like, even if you're Amanda and you're like telling yourself like, Sierra and I aren't that close or whatever, like, but no matter what, even if you and West are meant to
End
be
game,
you are disrespecting your friend Sierra. I mean, like, just from if you care about Sierra's feelings and you're gonna come out, like, it almost is like, when sometimes I give relationship advice and someone's like, I have a crush on this guy who has a boyfriend, but we're just friends, and I'm like, yo, you're getting a front row seat to how this guy moves, as a boyfriend, and it's almost like Amanda's like, I kind of like you, and I want to give you, like, she's like, don't be a better, don't do this to Sierra so I can justify liking you. It's almost like this weird
training him for the future.
No, it's just like it's this weird. It's infuriating because it's also just like if you're friends with someone and you can't talk about the person you're dating, like the people you're seeing around them. Maybe think about why that is.
The whole dynamic of like their quote unquote friendship has just been the most bizarre thing to watch. But the cognitive dissonance between them having these conversations about respect, loyalty, friendship, the meaning of it all, and then to see what their actions were while you guys hid it, lied, and then wanting to text random apologies to people while dropping this like mutual, we were found into this relationship.
You can't even say each other's, like Sierra bringing that up in her Glamour article of them not saying each other's names. West also didn't say it on the podcast either. In their statement, like they never never reference each other by name. They're like we. And then when West was talking on his podcast, he kept saying she to refer to Amanda. He wouldn't say Amanda.
Well, he doesn't even talk about Sierra as if she's even a human being now. He's just like, we've hurt people.
Yeah.
Like, who are you talking about?
The cast.
I feel bad. I've sent some text, and it's just like bare minimum.
Jesse also said Jesse said he and Sierra were already side-eyeing things.
Jesse said that him and Sierra were kind of probably suspecting things of, is there something going on back in February? But Sierra had told Jesse to wait for the reunion.
Like she was going to call them out at the reunion, but then all of this stuff came out.
Gotcha.
Statements, etc.
He said he reached out to Paige, who gave him great advice, which I thought was great because, well, we've heard it straight from Jesse's mouth. I have talked to other people very close to the situation. And then that very brief conversation that was had, Paige's name came up. And so clearly Paige Sorbo is running point PR for the house. She is the go-to person for, it seems like everyone else involved in terms of like what advice Paige has for them because how they should move.
How they should move accordingly.
Paige is that one meme where it's like, you guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
Yeah. No, Mike, even the iconic photo of Sierra finding out about the statement or whatever outside of Hermes, chic as fuck. She was like, I was on the phone with Paige being like, what do I do? And I'm just like, I love this friendship so much. And I do love the fact that like, yeah, she's the one that's like, all right, we need to run. Let's fucking go.
Make sure you get photographed in front of Hermes though. That was Paige's advice.
Then he dropped some tea that West had brunch with all the boys, and then apparently he had a second brunch with Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then they all went to Miami, and Wes and Amanda went on a solo dinner.
Yep.
I wonder who asked who.
He was so funny about it too. He was like, yeah, and like I didn't even think of anything. I was just offended like that they would go to dinner and not invite him.
He just wanted to hang out.
Yeah, we're all in Miami together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, like this. You guys have to, again, the psychology, and I don't know, I assume those are people who are interested in this, but like the reason why some of this drama and in these weird, like I think we call it grace or whatever, but like when these groups of people are filming reality TV shows, it's so impossible to almost not have a very high school like dynamic, and it's you're very isolated from the world because you don't really honestly know who to trust, and very few people can relate to your experience, and you don't want to sound like you don't want to be talking about making TV shows to people who A, are fans, and B, who maybe not, it's like either fans or you don't want to sound like
that
guy, that person.
Yeah,
so
you're
like
in
the
a
only
bubble.
person
I mean,
you're in a bubble,
bubble,
right? So it creates these very weird relationship dynamics that
like trauma bonded in a way,
or
if
just
you can call it, but like that same type of bond.
Well, at first, to even just like Wes and Amanda, if they were just friends, it wouldn't seem that weird that they would maybe grab coffee or be friends in a way that were like other people be like, yo, what is going on here? Like it would make sense that there is a closeness and a comfort level that doesn't necessarily mean that something's going on, and why other cast members wouldn't necessarily read into it.
Yeah.
Because of how this group really is there for each other because they don't really have anyone else to turn to when they feel kind of isolated and alone. And I think that's what's fascinating about it. It actually turned into something.
I was like, to be fair, I'm like, they kind of do give off like horny college kids stuck in a house together, even though they're not stuck. But I'm like, even watching West this season with Bailey, I don't know if you've seen it at all, but it's just like randomly he's like got his like arms intertwined with her arms while she's trying to have a conversation with Ben. And she's sitting on a bed and he's like pulling on her like ponytail and whatnot. And she's like, don't not do that. Or, you know, so I'm like,
yeah, but that's kind of fucked up.
But that's what I'm saying is that I'm like, there's this weird dynamic with West specifically, but I'm just kind of like, their whole friend group is just very interesting. Obviously, shit's resurfacing with like Amanda holding Craig's hand under the table while he was dating Paige. And it's just like, in what world would that ever be a thing? I don't care who's fighting at the table.
Yeah, that's still crazy.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know. This show is just like, I love a lot of my friends.
But would never.
Yeah.
I'd never act that way with my friend's boyfriend, with my friend's whatever, but I'm just like...
And I'm like a intimate, like, you know, like when, for video listeners, when I see Sierra, like...
We're like...
You know? Like, I'm hugging my friend, I'm doing whatever. Like, I'm a very, like, physical touch intimate with my friends. There is a difference. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just interesting to see...
Yeah, but Wes is, you know,
Yeah.
listen, like a lot of people who get attention and like attention...
Mm-hmm.
Have a bad habit of wanting to know they can.
Yes.
And West is like right now in this stage of life that he is the definition of I just want to know I can.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to let go of that wanting to know he could with Sierra.
It's like trophies. He's just collecting them, being like, whenever I get to dust this one off the shelf, is going to give more
I said on
attention
Tuesday,
to.
he kind of dresses like a literal peacock.
Honestly, biggest issue that I'm having with this whole Amanda and West thing is Amanda's style went completely down the drain, and now she dresses like she got dressed in his dirty hamper, and it pisses me off more than anything because she had great street style. And then I'm like, is this because you're one of those like chameleon type girls that doesn't have an identity of themselves, so you blame everything on your partner, or you become your partner?
Yes.
Because that's scariest type of person.
I mean, I don't want to make general assumptions. That's kind of mean to say, but yes.
I have empathy.
By all means, and hold on to that. I don't.
God,
I love that for you. But yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
Do you think Sierra should be more mad at West or more mad at Amanda? Yeah. Do you think Sierra should be more mad at Amanda than she is West in the way that she...
Yes.
Why? And do you agree with the boys will be boys?
It's not so much that I agree with it, but again, like West fucking up isn't shocking, isn't surprising. We watched it last episode where he's sitting here acting like the victim that he has something to apologize for when he literally said to that girl, I date this girl behind you, but who cares about that?
But why can't we still hold him to a standard of, again, when we watched this last episode back, why can't we be like, that was fucked up. Again, like you know, all the time we just spent like analyzing his behavior and like talked about how like at the end of the day, it's just kind of fucking manipulative and it's a choice. And he's not this kind of helpless, you know, can't articulate his thoughts and feelings as much as he lends on. So why are we discounting those actions to the fact that he's just some guy?
Oh no, I literally have equal I despise them both equally. There's no discrimination. But with Amanda is that it's like with your girlfriends, you expect better. She knows better. You're watching her literally talk about it throughout this season. She fucking knew better and still chose to hide it versus coming to the forefront and being like, hey, this happened. West makes, and I told you this with Scandival a long time ago when I came on. It was like, the thing with Bravo fans, at least for me, that I feel like is that we hate being bamboozled. We hate you selling us who you think you are.
That's just reality TV fans in general.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. But like, I feel Bravo takes it very personal. Okay. Sure. And like, that's why the vitriol or whatever seems like it's so out of place. But it's like, no, we've been rooting for you. We wanted you to leave Kyle. We wanted better for you. We wanted you to be this boss bitch on an empire. And we were ready to give you the dollars to do so. And then this is what you do with it. Like, it's just like, so yeah, it's more disappointing on Amanda's behalf because we were all actually rooting for her. Whereas West, it's like, oh my God, West, if it wasn't going to be with Amanda, it was going to be somebody else. Because that's just who West is.
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, that will do it for today's Amanda Scandival, whatever we're calling it. Obviously, there'll be more layers to peel back. Up next, we have Jeremiah and Iris from Love Island, and now they're part of Beyond the Villa, and there seems to be a lot going on in their lives right now. They came in a little heavy, a little in their feels.
Yeah.
It was great to catch up with both of them, but it just a whole different kind of reality TV world. And it's really fascinating to kind of explore how Iris and Jeremiah, two of my favorites from last season, and I've gotten to know Jeremiah a little bit. He's a really stand-up guy. But we get to talk about their experiences both, from Love Island and catch up on some of the Pepe drama that Iris had to experience. Where are they now? Who they're dating? TJ and Iris, what is going on there? But it's they're up next, and we are super excited for you to listen to this next conversation. Well, none of us are getting any younger. Today is the oldest we've ever been. And if you are like me, you are conscious about making sure that your skin ages gracefully as you get older. And that's why I've been relying on OneSkin for some time now. It's amazing what OneSkin is doing. They're actually reversing aging. It sounds like something you'd only see in a sci-fi show, but it's something in real life, and OneSkin is doing it. The founding team at Longevity Research, who asked a deceptively simple question: if many viable signs of aging like wrinkles, fine lines, and loss of elasticity are driven by so-called zombie cells, what if you could actually reduce those cells to slow the aging process down instead of just covering it up? Well, that research led to OS1, OneSkin's proprietary peptide. It's the first ingredient proven to switch off those damaged senescent cells, actually slowing skin aging directly at the source. This is serious science that fits easily into my existing routine. And by existing routine, just like putting lotion on your skin. But instead of just putting normal lotion, I am putting technology on my face that is reversing the signs of aging. I've also really been prioritizing putting it on my neck, because neck is the place that shows the first signs of aging. It's like thinner skin on your body. And it's been really game-changing. People don't keep telling me I look young for my age. How would I be able to host Age of Attraction if it weren't for OneSkin? It's not just me benefiting from the technology of OneSkin. OneSkin's products are backed by extensive lab and clinical data, including 4 peer-reviewed clinical studies to validate their efficacy and safety on all skin types. Plus, they got over 10,000 5-star reviews and have been recently featured by Bloomberg. And as a leader in skin longevity, it really shows you don't need a complete routine to achieve healthier, younger-looking skin. Born from over a decade of longevity research, OneSkin's OS1 peptide is proven to target the visible signs of aging, helping you unlock your healthiest skin now and as you age. For a limited time, try OneSkin with 15% off using code VIALL at oneskin.co/VIALL. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code VIALL. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. It's Way Day at Wayfair from April 25th through April 27th. You can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything.
From furniture and decor to outdoor and home upgrades, it's all on sale. And with Wayfair Verified, every pickup is vetted for quality so you can shop confidently without blowing your budget. A lot of what you see in this studio, in Nick's studio, a lot of it is from Wayfair. It's been our go-to for finding stylish, functional pieces quickly when we need to refresh the space. Whether your aesthetic is mid-century, modern, farmhouse, contemporary, eclectic, etc., they have it for you. Also, maybe if you're looking for the big stuff like a playground or a gazebo or a hot tub or a trampoline, whatever it is, you can find it at Wayfair. Installation and assembly services available for a truly seamless experience. Thousands of 5-star reviews help you shop with confidence. Wayday is the sale to shop the best deals in home. We're talking up to 80% off with fast and free shipping on everything. Head to wayfair.com April 25th through the 27th to shop Wayday. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Jeremiah, Iris, welcome back to the show. It's good to have you guys in person.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
If you don't mind me saying, you guys both kind of came in a little heavy. It felt like, and we've talked offline before, like this reality TV thing that y'all do. It's a lot sometimes, and on one end, like it's awesome to have such a passionate fan base who gives a shit about who you guys are. Because if not, like, if no one cared, then that would suck. But it's draining. So how I guess first question for both of you, like how are you guys doing? Fresh off of a new show of Beyond the Villa coming out, and
I feel like that was a primetime task. How your heart is?
Yeah. How is your heart? Yeah, as we like to ask on this show.
I think I'm great overall. I think low key, like the last couple of days, I've been letting a little bit of the noise get to me.
Okay.
Especially it's hard when like people have only seen 2 out of 8 episodes, so like a fourth of the picture, and then like trying to say who you are or like talk about you and your friends when they've seen us for 2 hours when we've been hanging out for 9-10 months now.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the hardest part is some of like people switching up, and I was like, oh,
What
okay.
are some of the narratives about you that you're reading that you find to be the most upsetting at this moment?
I would say honestly, it's like the follower thing, because they'll say like I'm a follower, and mind you, like I have my own. Me and Pepe have our own issues, right? It's not beef. We just like you'll see in the show. It's not beef. We just have our own opinions on things, and we agree to go separate ways cordially. And people don't know that, so they're just calling me a follower. But then it's like, if I do choose sides, I'm a follower. But then if I don't choose sides, then a friend to all is a friend to none. So I'm just trapped in a box.
Yeah,
It's
there
like,
is a lot of that in reality TV. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. The only
Exactly.
problem with that, because the internet isn't a limitless sea of opinions.
Yeah.
So, you will find.
Yeah, I'm,
you will
I'm
find.
over it now, but-
It's one of those things where it's like someone's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I guess, give us the reality. You mentioned like Pepe, but like
No, it's no beef. We're just not friends.
not friend. You're just not friends.
Yeah, there's no beef. Like people think
You just
I
agree to
have
disagree.
Yeah, exactly. And people will see that, and it's like they don't know that yet, so they're just like follower, clout chaser, and it's like no, we're just not friends because of our own things we have going on that people don't know about.
So what people are saying is like, are they expecting to have Pepe's back in a way that they don't feel like you are?
Yeah, I don't know what they think. I think it's just like they seem with the girls like, oh, he switched up on the guys, but it's really just me and Pepe had our own disagreements. And I'm not here to bash him or there's no beef. It's just we're just not friends anymore. It's like that for months.
I've been following you since you came on the show the first time. I haven't seen you say anything bad.
Yeah, no, I said a
About
podcast like,
Pepe.
oh, I said we aren't friends, and the whole comment section is like, oh, high schooler, clout chaser, follower. I'm just like,
just not friends.
Yeah, I know.
I was also going to say, I actually really appreciate your friendship with Iris and Hannah and Papaya.
Yeah,
That I'm like,
yeah.
like seeing that you being like, hey, like these are like my sisters and people that like I feel like I'm actually getting real good feedback and being able to be there and to support them. And I'm like, I really appreciate that perspective of you on the show. So just so you know, there's always going to be a hater for everything that you do, but there's a lot of people that like appreciate it in silence,
Especially in reality TV, because we're also I'm imagining you're not a big Bravo fan. Which is
No, I respect
Are you?
Bravo. I
Okay.
don't like watch it quite, to be honest, but I respect.
Well,
them.
we talk. There's a lot of weak men on Bravo, and by
Okay.
weak men, it's just like they're down. They're always riding for the boys.
Mhm.
It's always like short-term gratification, not and playing though like I didn't know better, and they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
seem to like stand up for the women in their lives in a meaningful way. So quite honestly,
Oh,
like
interesting.
it's refreshing.
it's refreshing
Oh,
to
okay, I
Sierra's
appreciate
point
that. I appreciate that.
to
Thank you.
to see someone who like isn't just like riding for the boys all the time.
Yeah, like you seem like I didn't know they existed, but like a legitimate like girl's guy.
Yeah.
You don't really hear that term a lot, but it's like you seem like somebody that like a woman could trust and feel safe around. So
Yeah,
I do
appreciate
appreciate that a lot.
I think he's just a really good friend, and like he is a good friend to everybody, And I'm so lucky that I've I met him because he.
I'm lucky.
And we just like all have gotten closer, and like we all talk all the time. So it's we've just formed like a really close friendship.
Yeah.
And how about you, Iris? How has this experience been difficult?
I have so much positive things happening in my life now that I'm like, I don't even pay any attention to the negative things that are
awesome.
going on. And I kind of just like let it all go. But, there is negative, like with good always comes bad. And you just have to really pay it no mind and go about your life. Otherwise, you're going to just get caught in like this negative cycle where it's like a back and forth with yourself. And you don't want to.
Yeah, no, it's so real. It's real.
It's true. Like
It is,
you
it
don't want to
is.
like let that stuff affect you, because then it affects your friendships, it affects your family, it affects your work. So my outlook on life is like, no matter what happens, move on, stay positive, and like good things come to good people, and like it will always get better no matter what.
I imagine it's difficult, and because this show Beyond the Villa obviously is capturing the friendships that you guys formed on Love Island, and the way these shows are filmed and aired, there's timelines are sometimes a little wonky and goofy, and us fans obviously are just watching it through the lens of what we're being shown. And so I imagine, like, specifically like with you and Pepe, I mean, in reality, like that shit was a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like
We don't care about it now.
you know, it's like we've processed that, but now that we're watching this show and we're playing kind of catch up with you guys, kind of like, you know, where are they now? What have you guys been up to? I imagine there's a lot, you know, there's just a lot of like revisiting old wounds.
Yes.
Is that a difficult thing to do?
You know, I feel like, you know, I think people kind of are like now hearing different sides of the story. And like, I think they're watching it and they're thinking that this happened like, so like it's fresh, but really we filmed so long ago. And like, we filmed like right when it was like all happening. So now we're all moved past, we're moved on, we're doing great things with our lives and building our friendships and, you know, just trying to live our lives. And it's just like, you're right, it does bring back like, you know, the what we went through, and it's like, it's not fun, but you know, we signed up for it, and like that's what we have to like deal with.
Yeah, I don't know either of you that well. I've gotten to know Jeremiah a little bit since interviewing him, and we've kept in touch. But you're not, almost in a way, and this is like a compliment, you're kind of typical reality TV star. Like you guys seem to lean in the like, I don't look for the drama, you know, like you're just not, you don't come across as messy people. You found yourself in some messy stuff on Love Island. We don't have to revisit that. But even like I was a big fan of Pepe watching the show. He seemed like a really stand-up guy. He seemed like, you know, like we think of Jeremiah, just like, you know what? We're rooting for him. And then obviously at the end of after the show happens, and it's just like, yo, like we were caught off guard. I guess like how do you process that as someone who like, you know, you're on these shows and you don't want to, you seem like you're really good at giving the people in your life a lot of grace.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who wants to avoid the drama and give people grace, how do you find that balance between doing that and standing up for yourself and kind of being like, yo, that was fucked up. And like, you know, like, sure, fine. We didn't have like a deep history, but you kind of played me and you copped out on all the things that you kind of went back on. How do you manage that personally?
I would say like one thing I really pride myself on is my communication skills with everybody in my life. Like I'm completely honest, even if it hurts with people, about my feelings, because I just like kind of grew up that way. Like that's just how my parents taught me to communicate with people and go about situations. So you don't leave anything unsaid, or you don't leave things bad with anybody. So I feel disappointed in like everything that like has happened. And I think, so I think if it's like really bad, I don't give people grace and I stand up for myself. But if it's something that like, you know, sometimes people say things or like, you know, I grew up with sisters. So like I've been called every single name in the book that you could possibly ever think. And so for me, nothing really hurts me. Like I have really thick skin when it comes to like things people say, or like maybe an incident that like, you know, I just like think I don't have to like say anything. I can sometimes just distance myself from that person. But like with the situation that happened, I just like kind of felt really disrespected, and I couldn't give grace because it was like not appropriate for me to do that.
Did you ever feel like you got genuine acknowledgement and accountability from Pepe when you stood up for yourself?
No, I don't. Okay.
What was some of his excuses?
Well, he just like didn't like take accountability for what he did, and that was just upsetting for me because I know the truth. You know, like maybe I don't like share every receipt in the world because I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to do that. You know, like I'm not going to bash somebody, but I know the truth. And like whether or not anyone like believes that or believes him or believes me, it doesn't matter to me because I know like what I've been through and I know what I know. And it's like, I don't need like to prove myself, you know?
Hannah surprisingly got like a lot of negative feedback for standing up for you. Like, how hard was that for you to watch, knowing that she's like such a genuine friend to you?
Hannah is one of my greatest friends, and she is one of the best people that I've ever met in my life. And she is, she's the type of friend that will always have her friends' backs. 100%. Love her so much, and I feel so sad for her that is happening, and she does not deserve any of that at all. What's going on, and people are seeing like it's so frustrating because it's like what we film in a show is like how many hours are we there for? Like 10 hours sometimes, and it's like you're seeing 2 seconds. So there's things that we do, like confessionals. We say so many things, and it's like it only gets chopped up into 2 seconds, and then like people run with it, and it's like it feels unfair sometimes. But I think like I just really hope that like people give people grace when it comes to all of us.
What is Pepe's truth when it comes to like his version of what went down? Well, I'm sure he has his story of.
Yeah, I don't know his story.
Okay.
I just know that like there was no accountability taken, and I would have appreciated accountability over. I mean, I feel like people will see what ends up happening, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
It seems like is Pepe have like a strong support fan base that like is he? Because I'm confused. What it seems like is he getting a lot of people defending him in general?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm honestly like don't even pay attention to like
Good
to
on
that. Yeah, like
I would say Pepe's like the villain of this season.
I would say that he's not on my algorithm, and I just like I really just wish
Not interested.
I wish nothing but the best for everybody, and it is what it is at the end of the day, and I'm in such a better place in my life than I was, and I've moved on, and it kind of is what it is at this point,
Jeremiah, what do you hope people get to know more about you as they watch this season unfold?
Honestly, I'm excited for them to see me, with the guys of the show. Because honestly, like, my close guy friends from the villa aren't really on the show. Like, Jalen didn't do it, Nick didn't do it. So it's like my really close friends from that I met on Love Island aren't even on the show. Besides, like, Charlie. So I'm really excited for people to see me and Charlie in Palm Springs. We have a great moment. I'm excited for that.
We ran into Charlie, Nellie and I.
Oh, really?
On Larchmont.
Yeah.
A couple months ago.
That's my guy, yeah.
I'm just thinking back to Love Island. And just like that, you had Ace and Nick and Taylor. And they had that little trio, and you almost felt like, how you got voted off, almost the odd man out. And is there a bit of, maybe it's you reading the internet, but a sensitivity of like, because I've had this before. Like, I've always really valued my friendships with women, and I've always had a lot of great men friendships. But I've done both, where sometimes early on that was almost portrayed as this like I didn't know how to be friends with guys in a way, And are you reading into that, where like is that something that's getting in your head where? We watched Love Island, and you had these 3 men like buddy up, and they kind of like exiled you in a way, and like, does that make sense?
I never really got that because one, Austin was there for me. Austin was like telling people about all the lies that were on my name while I was on the date. And 2, it's like I have such Najon, Spencer, Grant, Caleb, Cortez. It's like I have amazing day runs friends I've had for like 8 years since college. We're going to Spain in July. Like I have like day one brothers that I'm with, like die for each other since college. So like when the people say, oh, girls this, girls that, it's like, bro, I have like the best guy friends in the entire world. Iggy, shout out Iggy. So it's just like, and we do everything together, like fly out to LA, Airbnb. So it's like, when that doesn't affect me, because it's like, I have the best girlfriends in the world, sisters, brothers, parents, family. Like my inner circle is the best part about me. So when it's like, oh, this and that, it's like,
I met his
cool.
guy friends too, and they're all.
Oh my God, you did, yeah.
We all went bowling, and like they're super nice. Like you do have a really good.
Well, it's like because like my first, when I first went on reality TV, it was a group of men who were just like not my type of guys. You know, they were heavy drinkers. They were just very like bros.
Yeah.
And like, I just didn't like particularly like, I didn't become close friends with them. But like you, it's just like, I got a great group of friends. But on that show,
Oh, shout out Zay too. So.
yeah, that on that show, the narrative was like, oh no, he's not friends with any of these guys. And in from the audience perspectives, these were the only men that existed in the world.
Yeah,
And it was like, well, if you can't be friends with the only men that we are talking about, then you clearly can.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, like Iris was the one that pulled me out from under. So it's like, of course, I'm gonna be best friends with her. It's like,
Can I ask you guys what has been, because obviously you get out of the villa, right? And now this entire season that you've been living, we've all been watching, so you have to rewatch it. Did you guys rewatch your season?
Of Love Island?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Really? I messed up because I watched one episode and I was like, oh, it's pretty accurate, but I didn't watch the others where they weren't accurate. So yeah, I should have watched them all. But
I've talked to, I think you guys, maybe it's well past, but I think future Love Island people, I think they should, because whatever you think is accurate or not accurate about what you watch, I can promise you it's a lot more accurate than the shit fans clip about you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
And get into your head and start like saying, like they come up with their own narratives, and by the time you guys leave the island, you have all these followers and you have all these fan theories and like how they interpret what you saw. And so if you don't watch it, you guys are living your Love Island experience through the lens of a fan who literally has no idea how any of this shit works. And I honestly think that's bananas that you guys don't watch your shows.
Yeah.
I think it's because we like lived it. And so it's like, if we watch it,
it is 30 hours of television.
It's
I was
long.
there.
Well, that's assuming if you cannot go to the DMs and not read the comments, then don't watch it. But I've seen too many people go on these shows and then react to what fans are telling them they watched.
Oh, like react live?
Or just like
just react in general.
Yeah, just react in general. Like someone will send you a DM or someone will send you a clip from something else and they interpret it and like you didn't watch and you'd be like, yo, they said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that's not what happened there.
You know?
Yeah, I try not to like let that
I gave up on
bother.
explaining myself after the reunion.
Yeah,
I was
'cause-
like, I am who you say I am.
Right, because it's like sometimes like when people form like a specific like, opinion about you, they're not going to change their mind.
they're not
You know,
changing
like you can't make grown people change their mind.
Amen.
You know, and also I'm probably never going to be able to like meet them, or like we're never going to be able to meet them to like say that. So it's just kind of a thing where you just have to accept it and just realize, you know what, my life is good, and I don't like pay any mind to the negativity.
So then what I was going to ask is kind of like, you guys lived a very interesting, specific experience living in that villa. And then now we're doing Beyond the Villa, right? So it's like two completely different filming styles. And yet again, you guys are in a precarious situation where you're filming with exes, things that like just like normal people don't have to do. What's been like the hardest thing about filming Beyond the Villa, and what's been like the hardest thing about like watching it come out versus Love Island?
I feel like, I guess, like filming for such a long time and then like, oh, wow, like my 24-hour or 12-hour day was cut up into 2 seconds. I'm like, great, like that was a lot of work, you know, for 2 seconds of my day. But I guess it's just like the business, you know? So I feel like that's been hard. And also just like in the villa, like you don't know the time. And you don't know what day it is. And that is almost purposeful, I feel like. So that way, and no phone. So you don't like go,
Like,
I'm tired. Or I was fine. Like truly, like I was tired. I mean, I was tired at the end of the day, but I feel like I was like not knowing the time or anything. I was doing pretty good.
It's kind of fascinating when you think about that, because again, like part of the reason why that works is because they're reducing where you're spending your energy to outside distractions, and therefore you have more energy and time to focus on literally what's in front of you. And it is kind of fascinating just when you realize this, how much energy we do spend on outside things when, you know, our phone gives the world access to us in a way that other people would never have access to us if we didn't have that relationship on our phone. It's just always kind of fascinating because, like, it's weird then when they take that phone away, but there's a level of like,
it's the most freeing thing ever.
That's kind of dope, you know. Like,
it was kind of like nice not having a phone, and you know, I there was a point in my life where I didn't even have a phone, so like I didn't think that was gonna ever happen again, but it was really like nice not to scroll or like not to talk. I mean, it was kind of, I miss my family, but it was kind of nice having like a little break and like just, that's why I feel like we all get really close, is because like we kind of lean on each other there. And I think it's like a crazy experience.
So what does your dating lives look like right now these days? Like, how's TJ? Are you
good?
Okay.
Yeah, we're dating.
Okay.
We've been dating for I don't know. I saw like Love Island like posted a reel, and it was like of TJ asking me to be his girlfriend, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, now you guys just started dating?" I'm like, "We have been dating for many months now." But everything's going really good, and we have like the best relationship ever, and I can't even believe I met him on a dating show.
How and where he doesn't live in LA, right?
No, he lives in Tampa.
Okay, so how do you guys make a long distance relationship work?
Well, you know, I travel for work. He comes here a lot for work as well, so it kind of works out. But we just like have been traveling back and forth, and we haven't experienced like any problems. Like, of course we miss each other, but I feel like during the filming too, like he was in LA a lot of the time, so we really spent so much time together that now it's like we need to get our lives situated back at home, and like, you know,
knowing how things played out with Pepe and knowing that you have this relationship with TJ that you seem genuinely excited about it. Is there any almost like, man, I want, like, if you and TJ could have captured that relationship and that love that you guys have on Love Island, does that ever, do you look back, you know, and is there any frustration of wishing like you and TJ would have ended up on Love Island just to memorialize that relationship in a way where like now fans maybe respond differently because we didn't get to see it on Love Island, or do you not give a shit?
You know, I feel like everything kind of happens for a reason, and you know, it was played out the way it was supposed to, I guess, and you know, I do like obviously wish TJ didn't get voted out that night, and that really sucked for me, but you know, it's what happened, and like can't change it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you, what's your love life looking like?
Bleak. Nah, I'm not dating no one, no.
Can I ask you, I know that you said it was about the friendship, but like you and Andrina, what was the breaking point, or what was the deciding factor as to like why you guys wouldn't take a stab at a relationship?
I can't speak on her part. I know for me personally, like I just love her so much as a friend. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But she's so beautiful.
Yeah, she's the best. Like she deserves the entire world.
Yeah. That's what I said, but you already said the personality. I'm just saying.
It's funny because like in the Friendsgiving scene, like I'm there for like 10 minutes and like, oh, you're ignoring her. I'm like, I literally walked in and walked out. And the thing is, like, that was filmed months ago. Me and Andrina just kicked it, so I promise our friendship is good.
And she feels like you guys are on the same page. It's not she's not confused about the status.
No, maybe like in some of the episodes for sure, but that was like 4 months ago. Like right now we're probably like the best we've ever been as friends.
Okay, so if we watch it and they're seeing, like, as of today, you guys are in a good place.
Yeah, like we were never in a bad place. Like, yeah, we have some scenes where, you know, there's mixed signals, et cetera, but it's like, no, we just went on a trip together, so like we're very good.
How are you and Brian?
Good.
Okay,
good.
How do you feel about how he handled things with Amaya?
The thing is, I never even met Brian until way later, so I had I knew he had done something disrespectful, but I couldn't like judge him because I don't know too much. But I've talked to Amaya a bunch about it. And I wasn't going to be like, oh, you know, F Brian, because I never even met him. So how can I say that? So it was always just like, okay, he's over there. And then I talked to Amaya. And then I actually just texted Brian when I seen the episode because he took such great accountability, which means a lot to me as a man. So it was like, okay, I respect Brian. I texted him, yo, I really respect what you did. This is why I knew you were always cool. Like him and Amaya are cordial. So what do I look like holding angst against that? Sure. Especially if we're cool. Like I had a lot of fun filming with him. Like it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't seem like, he's owned it.
Like, yeah, he disrespected her, and then he immediately recognized what he did, told her to her face, I did this wrong, I apologize, and then moved on. They squashed it. I really respect that.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense. We have the next season of Love Island coming up fairly soon. Do you guys have any FOMO?
Describe FOMO.
Just like almost like, you know, I imagine you have a lot of memories of flying to Fiji and the whole process and waking up in the villa and like knowing that there's going to be a whole new cast of people doing that. Not that you necessarily want to go back, but does it make you think about that experience in a way that...
Oh yeah, for sure. When I get like the Snapchat memories of the airport and the hotel, for sure.
Yeah. It's nice, like just being kind of like in Fiji in a beautiful house, and it was fun, but also like definitely I personally don't have FOMO about it because I am just like really in such a good place.
I was gonna say you walked away with a great relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Like not at all. You know, like I'm excited for the next season, and I hope that they like really enjoy their experience and like take every minute, you know, like enjoy every minute of it, because I could see why people miss hanging out with everyone in a fun house every day, you know?
Jeremiah, because obviously it's been done before, and obviously Love Island, huge franchise across international waters. If you got the call to either come back as a bombshell for US, would you do it? And second part, if not, would you be a bombshell on a different franchise like Australia or UK?
Or original cast.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think they would let me bombshell because I know that it would like mess up some of the voting potentially.
Never say never.
I mean, we'll see, but
I mean, Rob was a bombshell.
I was gonna say I've seen people come back. Lucinda, like so many people have come back or like shown up on like Australia 2 years after or whatever. So I'm just wondering, like, if the relationship status stays bleak, would you be tempted by a call from Love Island?
That's a great question. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
That's
not a no.
They're still all-stars too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I have mixed feelings about it for sure.
Final question before we let you guys go. With the season coming up, and I thought of this question when hearing you talk about TJ, and you reminded me like how he got voted off and that whole like drama. And this is no disrespect to the wonderful producers who make a fantastic show, but if you guys had the opportunity to make some producer decisions for the upcoming season of Love Island, what's one piece of input that you would offer to the producers in a way that you think would make both the experiences of the cast better and the experience of the viewers a little bit better? Because I think as viewers, it sometimes feels frustrating at the end to like not really like, you know, like why weren't you and TJ given every opportunity to explore that relationship? It's called Love Island, and yet like it felt like it, you know, that's not what we were getting, you know. And I'm just wondering, would you guys have a note for a producer?
Bring back movie night 1,000%.
Yes.
Because I had to find out so much stuff that was said about me behind my back that was just lies after the fact, and I was just like, and the viewers too. So yeah, bring back movie night for sure.
Remember that video we showed you when you first came on?
Yeah. Wait, what one was it? The edit?
Yeah, when it was like a snitch.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
No, Nick's free now. That's my dog. But yeah, that's crazy, bro.
I would just say like bring back the public voting, maybe, because they also
Islander voting.
Yeah, because we voted for each other
a lot.
I don't think like the public ever voted besides like when TJ went home, at least when I was there, you know.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know.
Yeah, because I imagine when the cast votes, it's very.
Bro, you feel like when the night Charlie got voted off, bro, I thought I was finna die. That's like, even though it was a TV show, that's still one of the worst nights of my life. The night Charlie went home, oh my god.
Why is that?
It's just, you just feel like they're gonna go get executed. Like, I don't know how to. People like, they're like, oh, they're not really crying. We was dead ass crying. Like we were dead ass crying, and then a big ass bug came and hit Austin in the head, and then it cut. So like, that's why we were laughing. So like, people were like, oh, they still talk about that. Like we were fake crying. We were dead ass crying for like 10 minutes, and then a big ass like
giant bug, like the biggest bug,
popped Austin literally in his forehead, and then we all started crying, like laughing.
Like, because I think his head was like down, and then it like came down.
He was like, "What the?" And then he started flipping out. So it's like, yeah, no, the night Charlie
like,
got voted off,
not a little one, like big, like this. Yeah. I'm not even kidding.
Huge bug, and so that's why we go from crying to laughing, because he literally couldn't make it up.
How is Austin doing? He's recently been in the news because he's very vulnerably opened up about his struggle. He relapsed. He talked about. Have you been checking in on him? How's he doing?
Yes, I have. I'm never one to leak like anything like text wise, but I was talking to him late December, checking up on him because I could sense something was amiss, and that didn't go well, like it was not received well. So I was like, okay, and then we filmed together. We were still good friends, and then he went out and went to rehab and then came back. And then second I saw he was back, we chopped it up on the phone. So yeah.
Okay. So he seems to be heading in the right direction.
Yeah. We're always wishing the best, texting him, and awesome. He's back on the right track.
Awesome. Well, I could talk to you guys for forever, but I know you have to get going, and I appreciate you guys taking the time. It's been fun to catch up with you guys, and I'm excited to see how things unravel on Beyond the Villa. It seems like there's a lot more. If nothing else, you guys seem to be, compared to maybe the last season, willing to share with us, these experiences. I feel like maybe last season, I think it was hard to get that cast open up. So it's been fun to see you guys do that. And despite, I know, the challenges of how the internet interacts with you guys, but I appreciate you guys like showing up, and I know it's never easy, but you guys we're such fans of you guys. It's been fun to see you guys, in your journeys, and you guys really seem like great people. I've been a huge fan of yours since we got a chance to meet, and it's like, and it's fun to see examples of how you can be entertaining and interesting without being overly dramatic and messy. And I think you guys both represent that in a really great way. So
yeah, that's really the goal for Beyond the Villa, is stay out the drama. That's like a goal.
Yeah.
Well,
eat, travel, and then just support my friends.
Bombshell. Sorry, what?
They're not gonna let you bombshell.
You're pushing for the bombshell.
I'm pushing.
Well, I think that will do it for today's episode. Thank you to our guests, Jeremiah and Iris, and thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to check out part 1 of Temptation Island Reunion that dropped yesterday, and tomorrow part 2 of the Temptation Island Reunion is exclusive here on the Viall Files, so be sure to check that out. And if you are listening to the episode, check out the extended version on YouTube for you guys to be thoroughly entertained. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Great. Yeah.
Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.